Good morning, welcome back to another video, and today is the 5 best class farms that you can do right now. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. So at number 1 for our class farms is a mage specific farm, and that is located in the Jade Forest. Now within the Jade Forest is a load of porcupines located on the map right now, and basically all you have to do is just mindlessly kill them. This will eventually drop the Tome of Polymorph Porcupine. Now originally this was released back in Legion, and this actually was really profitable. At this moment in time, not many people actually do this farm anymore, and thus the actual price of these polymorphs have actually gone back up. Now, that means that you can still make a sizable amount of gold when it comes to these tomes of polymorph for the porcupine in particular, and that gives you quite a lot of gold if you are able to sell it. Now, judging from this, through about an hour's farm, you're going to roughly get yourself, in about an hour's farm, you're roughly going to be getting about 4 of these per hour, and that is pretty damn good overall. Now, if you're going to be wanting to sell these on the auction house, it does depend on your server, so to speak. So if you're on a higher pop server, they may be a lot less, but on medium to low end servers, they're worth quite a bit of gold. So this was something that you may want to bear in mind moving forward. Coming in at number 2 is a rogue specific farm, and that is the Worn Troll dice. Now Worn Troll dice can be farmed pretty much off of a few different types of mobs, but the best place to actually go is going all the way over to Icecrown and going to the island right at the north of Icecrown. It's a secluded island with a load of mobs on there. All you have to do as your rogue is go invisible and pickpocket every single one of them. Just remember, when you're actually pickpocketing these guys, this does take a while in order to drop, as these dices, as the Worn Troll dice has a relatively low drop chance, but you're able to roughly get around about 1 per hour. So it's better to double check your auction house when it comes to pretty much all of these different types of farms. Now, that being the case, this is a pretty damn good item. It sells moderately well. It's on the medium end for selling, and it does take like upwards of like a month or so in order to farm up. Now, obviously, I actually loaded Gnomish dice the other month, and we just sold it like a couple of days ago. So just bear in mind that this is going to take a little while in order to sell, and you have to bear in mind that the price does fluctuate. So it's probably worth double checking the Undermine journal to see what the fluctuation in prices are for this particular item before you go ahead and do it, because you don't really want to waste an hour to actually get a hold of this toy, and thus waste an hour of your life farming up a toy that really doesn't gonna make you that much gold. Coming in at number 3, we have the Tome of the Lost Legion. This one's actually one of my most favourite ones to do because it's pretty damn easy in order to actually do, and that is making your way over to the Isle of Thunder, and that is located in Pandaria. This is a warlock specific farm, and all you have to do then is just run around and killing all of the rare elites. Now this is pretty damn good, and I rather enjoy doing this type of farm, and I do actually find this to be one of my most favourite ones in order to do. Now, this one only takes you roughly about 5 minutes to run around the entire island, and for a chance of getting the Tome of Lost Legion is pretty damn good, because on some realms it actually sells for around about 20,000. On my realm, which is a high pop server, it's roughly around about 7,000 to 8,000 gold. Even though this is a warlock specific farm, this actually sells moderately well as well, and for 5 minutes pretty much every now and then, so whenever you log on to actually play, just jump on your warlock, do a 5-minute run and see if you get it. It's one of those things that's a 5-minute farm, and it doesn't take you all that long in order to do. Coming in at number 4, we have another Tome of Polymorph, and this is the Tome of Polymorph of the Polar Bear. Now, located on our map right now is you're going to have to be killing polar bears as a mage. Basically, this one is probably one of the higher end ones because it takes quite a long time in order to drop, and the price somewhat reflects how much it's actually worth. Now, originally this one was one of the most camped for when it was first implemented into the game, and thus not many people actually farm it anymore. And to be honest, not a lot of people actually do go to Dragonblight anymore because leveling is pretty much open world leveling at the moment is pretty much non-existent, so it's probably a good idea to actually jump ahead and start working on that right now. With the Tome of Polymorph, just like the Tome of Polymorph for the Porcupine, this sells moderately well, and the price of Tomes of Polymorph do fluctuate somewhat quite a lot. This is something that you may want to double check before you actually do this farm, because you don't really want to be wasting so much time, but they are pretty much one of the best ways in order to make gold when it comes to just mage specific farms. Now, coming last and finally is probably my most favourite one, and that is the Dwarven Dice. Now, the Dwarven Dice is found off of any of the Scarlet Crusaders within Northrend. All you have to do is be a rogue, because it's a rogue specific farm, and much like the Worn Troll Dice, you will have to be going invisible and pickpocketing all of the mobs. You are able to actually pickpocket pretty much all of these guys, and if you go in somewhat of a triangle area on this location on the map right now, all of the mobs should have reset their pickpockets by the time you've ended a route. That means you won't have to be killing any of the mobs when you're actually going about doing this, and thus you will be able to just mindlessly pickpocket. Now, overall, I found that the Dwarven Dice pretty much sells a lot better than the Loaded Gnomish and the Worn Troll Dice. Now, this is pretty damn good to know, as that means that the Dwarven Dice is probably going to be a lot more expensive than the other dice toys. Now, just bear in mind that the drop rate of this toy actually is quite low, so you may not get the toy in the first hour. Bear this one in mind before you actually go ahead and do this farm. But other than that, that's pretty much all of the different types of class-specific farms that I wanted to cover today. Now, this was a guide request on our Discord. We actually have a guide request little chat where you can publish any submissions or guide requests in order to do certain types of videos. Now, I thought that this was a good idea because quite a few people were actually asking me if I could do a specific guide for this and a specific guide for that. So we've made a chat for that. If you have a good idea or a good farm that you want to actually have covered, because for obvious reasons this is going to be pretty damn good. Overall, as we are now daily, we can actually cover a lot more gold making stuff overall. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much all I have to say for the day. Have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you tomorrow.